most likely it has to do with the minority investments that the Intel CEO has in companies within China, and they may have some ties to the Chinese government in some way. And look, he used to be a VC, so this guy has had multiple roles. He used to be the CEO of Cadence, then he was a VC with multiple investments in startups across the globe. So I'm guessing the board, Intel board, before they appointed him as the CEO, did their due diligence in terms of looking at all these aspects. And to my mind, I mean, it obviously is a surprise that I mean, his credentials are being questioned here, given the reputation he has in the valley.
Was he an
Uh,
American citizen?
I'm
No.
not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Probably he
Yeah.
is, but I mean that those are the type of things you would expect the
Right.
board to do their due diligence on. For a company like Intel, which has had multiple CEOs and clearly is looking for a big turnaround, a lot of people felt this guy had the credentials, in terms of having the experience to turn around a big ship like Intel. And I mean, so far it's too early to call out how good of a job he was doing. Still early days with his strategy, but clearly he has plans to keep the foundry business and turn around the core chip design business. And he has raised a lot of cash. So I would say still early days with his strategy, but this clearly puts a wrench in terms of his strategy and
Just
what
look,
he was
as
doing.
per
Yeah.
Wikipedia, it says that he is a Malaysian-born American business executive. So
Okay.
that's all I got.
Well, something you brought up, you said they probably, people already knew about this. This is no secret. My question is, why now? Why bring this up now? Why the timing now? And the company's been struggling, right? Its shares now are down, they're down 3% this morning. But why do you think this is taking place now?
I think it's because Senator Tom Cotton, he wrote a letter to the Intel board. They obviously found out some things that the senator highlighted, the links to some of the Chinese companies, small companies that had ties to the Chinese government. And I think the board probably has to come up with an answer in terms of the concerns that were raised by a senator.
Has the company responded at all to either the
No.
senator or the president?
I mean, they have in terms of the initial response, but to the best of my knowledge, I think the board clearly is defending, the credentials of their CEO, and there's nothing here that would put a question mark around the future of Lip-Bu Tan in terms of running Intel, at least for now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you think
Yeah.
he would step down? How long has he been in the position?
Short time.
Not too
A
long.
few
Yeah.
months, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how is the Intel call here? I mean, the stock obviously underperforming pretty dramatically here. It's flat year to date, but relative to tech, that's just losing ground dramatically.
They are, and this brings back, some of the discussions we were having a few months back before Lip-Bu Tan was appointed as the CEO, that Intel may be broken down, Qualcomm may be looking to buy parts of Intel, and then the foundry business would be separated. I feel if for some reason this CEO has to step down and someone else is appointed, then it brings all those discussions back into play, because so far what Lip-Bu Tan had maintained was he wants to keep the foundry business. He wants to turn around through a strategy that involved keeping the chip design and the foundry business together. But if that wasn't to be the case, and if there's somebody new, then I would say that whole aspect
Yep.
around breaking up Intel comes back into play.